Hello, I'm the Toon-Man. I review good or bad animated movies and animated TV shows. Even though I'm not a Trump supporter, but this is a special video about a certain someone. Even though I have nothing against this person who is a Trump supporter, but this is a special video for a special guy on the internet simply known as Jamietud.
His videos are very interesting, comparing books with movies based on books to see if the movie follows the book's way correctly or not, or if the books are better.
So it's pretty much self-explanatory. But the real reason I'm doing this video is that some of his colleagues are turned against him because he's a Trump supporter.
It was an outrage for his colleagues, but all of his colleagues have turned against him because he voted for Trump, but which it's bullshit because it's just a vote.
Okay, even though I am not a Trump supporter, but I still respect him as a person. But seriously, colleagues of Jamietud, since Jamietud voted for Trump, get over it!
It's just a vote! Since Jamietud voted for Trump, I don't even give a damn about that. If some of my friends voted for Trump and they're Trump supporters, I don't care if my friends voted for Trump and they're Trump supporters. No matter who they vote for, they still my friends, and I still like my friends that they still voted for Trump.
Since Thomas O'Sullivan became friends with Jamietud, but he still respects him as a person. If Thomas O'Sullivan respects him as a person, then I respect him as a person. So, with the political stuff out of the way, since I'm going to be doing a very special video that involves comparing books and movies, which book and movie that I'm going to be comparing? So, let's compare The Bad Guys.
Even though I did watch the movies, I never even read the book series.
Until now.
But the book series does have an odd Tim Burton-esque style. However, in the movies, does have some anime-esque style character designs, like the original Teen Titans from 2003, Luca, Turning Red, and K-pop Demon Hunters, which is why I'm going to be doing a comparison just to support Jamietud the way he is, and not treat him like a punching bag, since he's a Trump supporter and I'm not a Trump supporter.
Because overreactions, if one of your colleagues, friends, family members, teachers, parents, etc. become Trump supporters, it's getting both petty and stupid. Now with the introduction out of the way, let's start comparing both the movies and the book series. But I need to say we're unfortunately going to skip over a lot of bits from the book series. Why? Because the Bad Guys book series is a 20 book series graphic novels with illustrations. Though we really don't have the time to compare both the movies and the book series, but there might be some comparison with the characters going on. Now let's move on. Let's move on with the theme song and the background history.
God is my witness, they're not going to lick me.
Aslan is on the move. You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Everyone's mad here.
You guys want to go see a dead body?
As you wish.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay!
The Bad Guys is created by Australian children's book author and former actor Aaron Blabey. He's also the creator of 3 best-selling children's book series: Pig the Pug, a picture book series about a rude, selfish, mean-spirited, and little pug nose, and among other things. But his career as an Australian actor, Aaron Blabey appeared in various television and film roles throughout the 1990s and 2000s, and took a part in several theatrical productions. Besides his 1994 award-winning ability for his acting in a lead role, the Australian Film Institute also nominated him in 2000 for his guest starring role in the series Stingers. But his career as an Australian artist from the mid-2000s, Aaron Blabey turned his attention away from acting and towards painting, and created 6 separate solo exhibitions across Australia between 2004 and 2006.
Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
The book series, The Bad Guys, is about a gang of scary-looking anthropomorphic animals trying to change their bad reputations from good reputations by becoming good guys.
Yeah, I know a villain who's tired of becoming a villain too. But I digress.
On March 9th, 2018, it was announced that an animated film adaptation of The Bad Guys was development at DreamWorks Animation with a screenplay written by screenplay writer Ethan Cohn on October 17, 2019. The project went into production with the schedule released September 17, 2020, but due to COVID-19 pandemic, the release date was pushed back to April 22nd, 2022. The movie was directed by French veteran animator Pierre Briffault and produced by Damon Ross and Rebecca Huntley, and written by Ethan Cohn, who also serves as an executive producer on the project with both Aaron Blabey and Patrick Hughes.
Which makes it very interesting.
Due to the popularity of the movie, DreamWorks Animation produced 2 holiday specials that's only aired on Netflix, titled The Bad Guys A Very Bad Holiday, which is a Christmas special, and The Bad Guys Halloween Haunted Heist, which is a Halloween special along with its prequel series, which unfortunately not as good as the movie itself.
Sad, but true in my book.
In March 2022, a month before the film was released, Pierre Briffault said that he would love to do a sequel. 2 years later, DreamWorks Animation officially confirmed the sequel, The Bad Guys 2, and it was released on August 1st, 2025. Prefer reprises duty as the director, and J.P. Sons, who served as head of character animation on the previous film, also co-direct.
I'm sorry for giving away spoilers, but at the end of Bad Guys 2, there is going to be some hinting of a Bad Guys 3. Just when Professor Marmalade the Fourth is coming up with an evil plot in outer space. Now, with all the history out of the way, let's start comparing the Bad Guys with its characters.
Let's start with the leader of the group, Mr. Wolf. In the book series, Mr. Wolf's real name is Mason Mo Wolf. Even though it's not mentioned in the DreamWorks Animation movies, he's both suave and handsome wolf. But in the book series, he's sometimes hot-tempered, worried, strict, and he's also determined too. But later on in the book series, he's both suave and cool. But it's not as handsome like his DreamWorks Animation counterpart.
Even though they are kind of different from each other, it's just something about him.
Like I said before, he is indeed a handsome wolf. He's the type of person that you want to hang out with or have a party with. At least in Universal Studios theme parks, they have a costume mascot version of Mr. Wolf. In the book series, Mr. Snake is also known as Cedric the Snake. He doesn't even give a dang about anything. In the DreamWorks Animation movies, he's grouchy, stubborn, greedy, grumpy, and sometimes both likable and lovable. Later on in the book series, he becomes an evil sorcerer.
When I read that part in the book series, it just blows my mind.
In my honest opinion, I prefer the DreamWorks Animation movies. But at least Mr. Snake do have a fun personality too. Unless it's not turned
Gladly.
Makes you imagine if Mr. Snake wears a business suit like Lex Luthor, doesn't it?
Mr. Piranha, also known as Pepe Piranha, in the book series, he's not an anthropomorphic. He's just a talking piranha wearing a business suit who can breathe air, who's also crazy with a short fuse, and he's also a ticking ding time bomb every time he told a lie. In the DreamWorks Animation movies, he's an anthropomorphic piranha who can breathe on air, who's also crazy with a short fuse, and he's also a ticking ding time bomb every time he told a lie. In my opinion, Mr. Piranha, I still prefer the DreamWorks Animation version because it's such a fun character design.
Fun character design indeed.
Mr. Shark, voiced by Craig Robinson, is good too, but also known as Lou Shark. He's a master of disguise that he can fool anyone, both in the book series and in the DreamWorks Animation movies. In the DreamWorks Animation movies, he's not afraid of spiders and webs, but in the book series, he's afraid of both spiders and Mr. Tarantula. His performance is classified.
Cheese and crackers.
At least in the DreamWorks Animation movies, they did show his profile. Yay! But I do really enjoy this design of Mr. Shark in the DreamWorks Animation movies. But in the DreamWorks Animation movies, he's an anthropomorphic shark with still a shark fin on his back.
That is very good craftsmanship.
If Mr. Shark can disguise himself as Cookie the Ogre from Shrek Forever After and The Bad Guys 3, because that would be so awesome!
Trust me, Fiona, y'all are gonna be really hungry after this ambush, okay?
Awesome indeed.
The kitten doesn't have a name in the book series. He's an anthropomorphic kitten wearing both a shirt and a pair of pants. In the DreamWorks Animation movies, he's just a kitten.
Which, in my own opinion, kind of works. However,
the kitten is kind of adorable. It's sort of a mascot of the bad guys, which does begs the question about how Professor Marmalade put that kitten up in a tree. The subject of Tiffany Flutty is going to be very interesting, because in the DreamWorks Animation movies, Tiffany is a human, but in the book series, she's a cat.
very pleasant.
The subject of Mrs. and Mr. Tarantula is going to be interesting too, because in the book series, the tarantula is a male. Let me repeat that. In the book series, Miss Tarantula is a guy.
Let me repeat that one more time. In the book series, Miss Tarantula is a guy named Mr. Tarantula.
I'm totally speechless about this. To be honest, I have no complaints about the guy. While in the DreamWorks Animation movies, the tarantula is a female. The only thing that they have in common is because both of them are hackers.
In my honest opinion about the two, I have to go with the Bad Guys movies produced by DreamWorks Animation. Why? Because god damn it, she's voiced by Awkwafina.
In fact, I rattle off Awkwafina's performances. The first time I heard her voice is in the Angry Birds the movie 2 as Courtney. When I heard Awkwafina's voice as Sizu from Raya and the Last Dragon, it made me become a fan of hers.
Well, compliments to the chef. Want to finish this, Skippy?
Delightful.
In the book series, Marmalade is a regular guinea pig at first, but later on, he's an insane psychopath. In the DreamWorks Animation movies, he's a famed celebrity, but later on, he reveals his true colors by gathering thousands of guinea pigs to do this evil bidding. But in the Bad Guys 2, he's a muscular guinea pig. Wait, what?
Animal. I know, right? Today was arm day. That's why I'm looking extra swole. So, to what do I owe the visit?
But I do enjoy this character design of the DreamWorks movies. It makes him adorable.
In an evil sort of way.
But at the end of The Bad Guys 2, did jump his flying limo into hyperspace, hinting there's going to be The Bad Guys 3. In the book series, Diane Foxington is both a ninja and a secret agent named Agent Fox. In the DreamWorks Animation movies, she's both a governor and the Crimson Paw. She's also the love interest of Mr. Wolf. In my honest opinion, even though I do like Aaron Blabey's character design of Agent Fox, in my opinion, she's the most beautiful Fox I have ever seen, like Portia Crystal from Sing 2.
Even though I hope that someday that Universal Studios theme parks will make a costume mascot version of Diane Foxington, as well as Portia Crystal from Sing 2, as well as Zen, even though she's already currently appearing in Belgium, but maybe someday she will make some appearances in Universal Studios theme park, and of course, Ruby Gillman.
In the book series, Kid is a secret agent along with Agent Fox, but in The Bad Guys 2, even though I do like Aaron Blabey's design of Kitty with the 1970s style outfit, earrings, as well as the afro, but in The Bad Guys 2, I really hate this cat.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold it! Hold it! Even though I'm not racist, just hear me out on this one, okay?
I do like the character design for Kitty in The Bad Guys 2, but I don't like her personality and characteristics. The way that the writers made her act this way, she's like a bully in a high school, demanding both the lunch money and the home lunches from a high school student.
But y'all keep dangling until the police arrive. Oh, such a dilemma.
And I know what you're thinking. I want this kitty cat to be put to justice. But not to worry. She does get karma later on.
In The Bad Guys 2, Kitty got sent to prison, but nobody ever heard from her again.
Yeah, okay.
The tall, gray, sexy female squirrel moment! Now, what about Pigtail? In the book series, she's a secret agent too, along with both Agent Fox and Agent Kitty. In The Bad Guys 2, let's just say that she's like Pumbaa. When he's a professional wrestler, she works for Kitty and she's a criminal. I do enjoy the personality and characteristics in The Bad Guys 2, but I don't like the character design in the book series.
Ew.
In the book series, Doom is also a secret agent along with both Agent Fox, Agent Kitty, and Agent Hogwild. In The Bad Guys 2, she's a criminal, but she's the love interest of Mr. Snake. But in my honest opinion about Doom's design in The Bad Guys 2, I like the character design. It makes her adorable. Aaron's design for Doom is a crow with a hairdo covering her eye.
I don't have an opinion about Doom, honestly.
And lastly, we came to Misty Luggins. Even though she didn't make an appearance in the book series, but she did appear in the DreamWorks Animation movies.
Well, what do you expect? Even though that Misty is voiced by Lois Griffin herself, Alex Borstein.
No, keep running, Wolf! One of these days your luck is gonna run out!
Yeah, hearing Lois' voice through Misty Luggins is such a delight to listen to, wasn't it?
It's a stupid idea! You're a stupid man! A stupid man!
But with that said, she's indeed a fun character. She's like one of Bugs Bunny's foils, Mr. Wolf being smart as Bugs Bunny. If there's ever going to be a Bad Guys 3, let's hope there's going to be more of her in the future.
Now comes the story. We're unfortunately going to be focusing on the story from the Bad Guys, the movie, instead of the book series and the Bad Guys 2. Because like I said before, the book series have 20 books with over 100 pages. We don't even have the time to look at the story for both the books, the book series, and the story from the Bad Guys 2. So there might be some summarizing going on. But with that said, let's move on with the story.
We open on both Mr. Wolf voiced by Sam Rockwell and Mr. Snake voiced by Mark Morrow having breakfast at a local diner in Los Angeles. discussing birthdays because today is Mr. Snake's birthday. Mr. Snake doesn't like birthdays and he doesn't like cake. After they left the diner, they walk to the bank, rob the place. After that, they go to the alleyway where they park the car.
Then the chase scene commences.
As the chase scene is happening, Mr. Wolf is looking at us and he begs to come to him. But the audience are intimidated by him because
I'm the big bad wolf.
though he did admit that he's the bad guy of every story. In the first book of the series, he's greeted by the reader right off the bat, as well as introducing the reader to Mr. Snake. As they're going through a straight road of red light signals, we see that Miss Tarantula, aka Webbs, voiced by Aquafina. Mr. Tarantula didn't make an appearance in the book series until the second book. The bad guys in Mission Unblockable. And even Mr. Piranha, voiced by Anthony Ramos.
At least the game comes together.
As they accidentally get into the police station, they come across Chief Misty Luggins, voiced by Alex Bernstein. Then the chase is on until they got away at the bad guys' lair. The bad guys are celebrating Mr. Snake's birthday, but then a latest news report on the bad guys along with a news interview with the Governor Diane Foxington, voiced by Zazie Beetz. Agent Fox didn't make an appearance in the Bad Guys the book series until in the Bad Guys book episode 3, The Furball Strikes Back. Until Mr. Wolf has a fantastic idea for a job. They're going to steal the Golden Dolphin Award. Professor Marmalade, voiced by Richard Olade, is being honored. We see that Tiffany Buffett, voiced by Liddy Singh, both appear in the Bad Guys Mission Unblockable. They went to the award ceremony and tried to steal it,
but almost succeeded.
Until Professor Marmalade mentions the phrase,
"the wag in my tiny tail,"
which makes him wag his tail, which makes him close his cover. They got themselves arrested, so Professor Marmalade decides to make the bad guys into good guys, which Mr. Wolf secretly agrees with this, and he told his colleagues about this, which they do agree with. They go to Professor Marmalade's mansion the next day to redeem themselves.
A giant butt!
Mr. Piranha doesn't understand the shape of a heart.
Anyway, they begin these tests of goodness with the art of sharing, but fail.
Totally worth it.
The next test of goodness is helping an old lady across the street, when Mr. Wolf is dressed up as an old lady, but it failed that one too. The next test of goodness is rescuing a cat from a tree, but the cat is too scared by the bad guys. In the laboratory, there are protesters trying to free guinea pigs that they are trapped inside the door. Then Professor Marmalade made the bad guys wear ridiculous outfits. Inside, Mr. Shark disguised himself as the scientist's father, while Mr. Snake trying to hook on the window. But they got inside the laboratory, to get to the guinea pigs is the air vent, going through the air vent. But Mr. Snake volunteered to go to them, but they got inside the room with the guinea pigs anyway. When Mr. Snake opens up that door,
Are you kidding me?
Mr. Snake doesn't understand the concept of rescuing.
when the door is opening, the bad guys fail miserably by doing good things like rescuing thousands of guinea pigs, which disappoints Diane, in which Mr. Wolf tries to have a friendly conversation with her. But then, at the end of the conversation, it turns out okay. As Mr. Wolf sits there looking at the moon and thinking about what Diane said, he hears that the kitten is still stuck in that tree. He goes up there and tries to save it, but wouldn't you know it, the kitten goes to Mr. Wolf's paw and comes straight down. Both of his friends saw what Mr. Wolf was doing, and shock of all shocks, Professor Marmalade was recording it the whole time. Mr. Snake notices something fishy about this. As they're going to the gala, Mr. Wolf discusses the plan. The bad guys split up to make the plan to effect, but they got in the way by their fans, and Mr. Snake got his tail caught by the briefcase of Big Lois here, just as Big Lois is about to drink the venom of Mr. Snake, until Mr. Piranha is going to sing for us. Yep, they're playing the musical number Good Tonight, and I have to admit, it is a very good and catchy song when Diane asks Mr. Wolf to dance with her.
Listen when I tell you, there's more than meets the eye. So take a closer look to find a real good guy. We're not the bad guys, we're the good guys. No. Trust me, here we go. I just want you to give me a chance. I know your body really wants to dance. So leave your judgments at the door and get up on it, get up on it, get up on the floor. We're gonna
As Mr. Wolf is giving his speech and going to press the button, Mr. Wolf has second thoughts about this. When things are going to be good for Mr. Wolf, but something terrible happens. Somebody stole the meteorite, but everyone turns against the bad guys. But who could it be? As Professor Marmalade told Mr. Wolf that,
after all, you're such a good boy.
You're such a good boy.
That shiver up my spine, the wag in my tiny tail.
Arrest them! What if we tried a little experiment, Diane? As you know, my gala for goodness,
where the legendary Love Crater meteorite will be on display for the first time ever.
All eyes will be on you tonight, not me.
You're such a
good boy.
it was Professor Marmalade the whole time! Professor Marmalade told him it's not just the meteorite.
Told you guys it's a butt.
Stop it!
It's the ultimate power source. You see, when it struck, scientists found that it emitted an electromagnetic frequency unlike anything else on Earth. I'm going to harness its power to pull off the greatest heist the world has ever seen.
So let me get this straight. When the meteorite crashes on Earth, it carries a magnetic field brouhaha that whoever uses its power source to do the biggest heist the world has ever seen?
I'm so intrigued by it.
Professor Marmalade sets Mr. Wolf and his colleagues up by framing him once again and tries to eat him, so they send him to a prison which is in the middle of the ocean. So Mr. Wolf confesses to his friends about why he decided that the bad guys become the good guys. When there's no place to escape from until...
Tell that to him.
they found out who the Crimson Paw was.
Diane? Wait a sec, you're the Crimson Paw?
What a twist!
Mr. Snake is like, screw you, Mr. Wolf, I'm going home. Leave him behind. Until Mr. Snake told Mr. Wolf why he doesn't like birthday parties.
When you grow up a snake, nobody shows up to your party. Birthdays are a constant reminder that out there, I'm just a scary, good-for-nothing monster. But nothing compares to having the one guy I thought I could trust stab me in the back. Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
Like in the book series, it shows flashbacks of Mr. Snake's childhood about why he's the most feared creature ever. Back in the mansion, Professor Marmalade is going to put his biggest scheme into effect.
This is what a true bad guy looks like.
This scene is similar to the Bad Guys number 4, Attack of the Zit, when the bad guys confronted by zombie kittens called the Zittens. Here, Professor Marmalade is mind-controlling the guinea pigs. That's creative. So they get Diane's house and try to figure out a way to stop Professor Marmalade's insidious scheme once and for all. It was a normal house at first, but shock of all shocks, it's Diane's lair until they figure out how to stop it.
We have to steal the meteorite.
Well, duh!
So as the other bad guys came back to their lair, but they're in a big surprise. It turns out that everything was gone, but it turns out that the wolf gave it all away. Mr. Snake finally gave the push button to Mr. Shark to calm him down, but then everybody's tails are wagging. Mr. Snake is too stubborn to accept it. But back in the streets of Los Angeles, the mind-controlled guinea pigs are still roaming the streets, stealing charity loot from the children's hospital, and even schools. But both Diane Foxington and Mr. Wolf arrive at Professor Marmalade's mansion to put a stop to all this. They sneak inside the mansion until Mr. Wolf notices something's odd here.
Why would Marmalade leave the golden dolphin unprotected?
It's a trap!
Yeah, it was a trap.
Well, duh!
While both Diane Fox and Mr. Wolf are trapped, Professor Marmalade reveals that the arrival of both Diane and Mr. Wolf, well, by all people, Mr. Snake.
Which does bring some similarities of Mr. Snake's performance.
According to the book series, Mr. Snakes becomes a supervillain with superpowers. He's temporarily working for Professor Marmalade. Anyway, Mr. Shark, Mr. Piranha, and Webbs are going to save both Diane Foxington and Mr. Wolf.
Now it's time to huff and puff and blow this little piggy's heist down.
Game over, guinea pig!
Then the chase is on, but first, now that the chase is on, they gotta stop the trucks to do that. They put these magnetic devices on the trucks that they can reroute back to their destination.
You say we deliver this butt rock to the chief.
Ugh, even Mr. Wolf doesn't understand the shape of a heart. But when things are coming together, they're missing their greatest snake comrade, Mr. Snake. Then Mr. Wolf has second thoughts. The bad guys are begging Mr. Snake to come back to them. Professor Marmalade commands a wave of mind-controlled guinea pigs to crush them. Professor Marmalade throws Mr. Snake out of the helicopter. The bad guys must catch him falling to their death, and they're going to give them a song and dance, so they hug it out until Mr. Wolf got a grappling hook to put them up to safety, which makes the car to explode, makes Professor Marmalade's mind-controlling helmet to be destroyed. Guinea pig snapped out of it. They got up to safety until they caught by Big Louis. When things are getting together, the meteorite was actually a lamp. In the book series, they do have some Mr. Snakes as though the old switcheroo tricks. Anyway, let's wrap this story up with the bad guys turn themselves in.
Please stop!
The real meteorite lands on Professor Marmalade, Zumpango Diamond, and thinks that Professor Marmalade is really the Crimson Paw and takes Professor Marmalade to custody. Within 1 year later, the bad guys came out of prison and Diane Foxington is picking them up and then driving them back to the city.
Whew. Now we finally got the story out of the way. Let's finally move on to plot elements.
I must appreciate the irony of both stories, even though both of them are different from one another, and they both have different climax. One that the culprit is Crimson Paw, and Mr. Wolf meets his past self in the last Bad Guys book. The bad guys and one last thing. If Doc Emmett Brown can teach you anything about science of time travel, stay away from your future self. What I really can appreciate from the book series is how it tells its own story. When Aaron Blackie both written and illustrated, it was meant to be a series of graphic novels, but when I go to the Barnes & Noble, it was at the Young Reader section, and when I go to the Books A Million, it was on the Right section. Each story continuation of the book series has their own different themes and settings. Going to outer space, Mr. Wolf becomes a giant, Mr. Sharp becomes a shapeshifter, being an alien king, etc. That is why every time that we read through the Bad Guys book series, everything seems to be random to us all the time. I suppose that I was focusing on the book series at the time. While the DreamWorks Animation movies have two separate stories, each one from the two has its own different stories, but the story from the second movie is a lot better than the first one. If you're in a hostage situation and do what the terrorist said, it's hard to tell if the bad guy either wants to continue his own terrible way, or he wants to be a good guy from now on by saving lives.
I'm not trying to offend you, I'm just describing if a terrorist or a bad guy have a change of heart.
While the book series doesn't have a setting, the DreamWorks Animation movies did take place in Los Angeles.
Which is why Los Angeles is a perfect place for both crimes and hostage situations.
I really don't know either how or where they get the idea of putting humans in the Bad Guys 2, the Bad Guys Little Lies in Al Bliss, the Bad Guys A Very Bad Holiday, and the Bad Guys Haunted Heist, and the Bad Guys Breaking In. Maybe it's Cats Don't Dance, I don't know. Speaking of the bad guys appearing on television, I'm not interested in the Bad Guys television specials and the series, because the CGI in them are not as good as the movies. The actors and actresses never reprised their roles, and Diane Foxington never didn't make an appearance in all of them. The DreamWorks The Bad Guys and The Bad Guys 2 didn't get inspiration from various crime films and anime series, such as Pulp Fiction, the Ocean franchise, Lupin 3, and even Sherlock Holmes, even though both The Bad Guys and The Bad Guys 2 have a few anime takes, while the inspiration for the film's animation style came from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. While the book series, however, doesn't have any of that. As I already said before, the artwork from the book series does have a Tim Burton-esque style to it.
Let's hope Tim Burton doesn't do his own version of the Bad Guys. Yeah, I really don't think that can work.
Like the DreamWorks movies, I really do enjoy the book series. Even though I did look through it, it just blows my mind. But the one thing I don't like about the book series is the toilet humor. The less I talk about it, the better. All in all, I gave the book series 4.1 stars.
Now one final part, the scale of betterness. DreamWorks Movies wins.
It's like a freaking fairy tale.
As much as I loved a couple of DreamWorks Animation movies as a child, with the problem I have with its disgusting toilet humor, but the DreamWorks Animation movies of the bad guys are worth the watch, with its own storytelling and its own humor, minus the toilet humor. Especially looking at both the long backstories from both Pierre Briffle and Aaron Blappy, going into their own point of views of the story in their own different ways. It's really interesting to see a villain decide to become a good guy like Wreck-It Ralph, and in my own imaginations of the villain character Father. The DreamWorks Animation movies did great in the box office, but they do have cult following over the years. As I mentioned before, even though I did read the book series, it blows my mind, and they're great. But in my personal opinion, I still prefer the DreamWorks Animation movies. The character designs, the voice acting, the humor, and the animation of DreamWorks Animation are a real treat and fun to watch. Even though I didn't talk about the story from The Bad Guys 2, as well as the other book series and the other details in this video, mostly I can't talk about everything, otherwise we might be here all day. The DreamWorks Animation movies are highly recommended.
Even though Thomas O'Sullivan is a friend with Jamietud, if someone you know is a Trump supporter, we really need to remind ourselves of that point. If one of your friends or colleagues is a Trump supporter, you need to respect that person like a normal human being, not like a punching bag. Because overreactions, if a friend or a colleague or a family members becomes a Trump supporter, is getting both petty and stupid. Since Jamietud voted for Trump, you should deal with it in this cruel, cold-hearted, kid-friendly world. Since Thomas O'Sullivan has become friends with Jamietud and turned to become a Trump supporter, since Donald Trump is our president, there's nothing you can do about it. So why worry about it? At least both Thomas O'Sullivan doesn't even worry about that. As in the words of Timon and Pumbaa, Hakuna Matata. There's lots more in this wonderful animated world of ours, so be sure to join me on my next animated movie review. Till then, this is the Toon-Man saying, tune you later.